Hey guys, welcome back to Thunderdome Homestead. I did a little experiment here recently and I wanted to share some of the results with you guys. Uh, Many of you know, if you've watched the channel for any length of time, that I hatch out various birds. I homestead. So I've done chickens, I've done ducks, I've done quail. No turkeys yet, but that's hopefully in the works soon. Anyway, so I did a little experiment. So typically, whenever you incubate eggs, you keep a medium to high humidity throughout most of your incubation time, and then right towards the end, you bump that up pretty high. But I started hearing about a method called dry hatching, which you don't add any water, you don't monitor the humidity inside the incubator at all, you don't do any of that. And I thought, seems like a lot less work. If the results are comparable, maybe I'll just do it like that from now on. Well, typically, whenever I do a wet hatch, or just a normal run in the incubator, I get between 65 and 85% hatch rate. Um, Sometimes less, sometimes more. But this particular time, whenever I did the dry hatch, I got around 45 to 50% hatch rate, which is pretty poor. Uh, Add to that the fact that a lot of the eggs that typically would have hatched had the humidity been higher weren't able to do so for two reasons. The first reason being the eggshells, when they're subjected to humidity like that, they tend to soften up a little bit and are easier for the little birds to peck through. Second, there's a membrane just on the inside of the eggshell, and sometimes if they can poke through the eggshell and get through that, they'll have a hard time with that membrane, because if there's no humidity to keep that membrane moist, it will harden up and it will literally, it's called shrink wrapping. So it'll shrink wrap them, and if you ever wrap something in like saran wrap and it just, keeps it in there, you know what I'm talking about. It's next to impossible for these birds to get out, which is kind of sad, and it's definitely not something I intend to do again, because I'm not just doing this for fun. I'm trying to create meat and trying to create eggs for myself and my family to consume. And honestly, in my opinion, it's a waste of time to run a batch of eggs in the incubator if most of them aren't going to hatch. So, if there is any sort of debate out there between wet and dry hatching, I want to give my personal uh, testimony as to I'm not a fan of dry hatching, and I don't intend to do it again. I had poor results, and it's just not something that is worth my time, in my opinion. If that's something you want to do, go ahead, have at it. But for me personally, it's negative. So, anyhow, if you guys got anything out of this, hit that like button. Uh, if you're not subscribed, like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, do it now. Um, but anyhow, hopefully you got something out of this, and we'll talk to you guys later.